Classroom Alive with Miss I. I'm so glad to see all of you here today. You look beautiful in your nice bright t-shirts. Guess what we're going to learn about today?
Leprechauns.
Ah!
Leprechauns.
You are so sagacious. Who remembers what sagacious means? Oh, Claire, you have a frown on your face. I bet you somebody knows. Do you remember, Addie, what does sagacious mean? Very
smart.
Very smart. You are my very smart class. So we are going to learn about leprechauns today. And some people think that leprechauns are scary, but they are the funnest, cutest, peskiest, trickiest little things I have ever seen. I'm always trying to catch one because the story goes, if you can catch a leprechaun, you get to keep his gold! Now, we wouldn't ever want to steal his gold, but if you catch him, then he shares his gold with you. So let's read our book today.
Real?
You know what? Some people don't believe, but I believe. We have them at our house. We have them in our classroom. As a matter of fact, we're going to try to catch some today. But let's read about them first, and so we can know some things about leprechauns.
And see how we can catch them.
Yes, so you be thinking. The name of this wonderful book is The Leprechaun in the Basement, and the author is Kathy Tucker. Who can remember what the author does? Parker, what does the author do?
Write the pictures.
Oh, the author writes the
Words.
The
How
author
do you
words.
make our trap?
We'll talk about it when the book is over, okay? And the illustrator is John Sanford. What does the illustrator do? Addie?
They draw the pictures.
They do draw the pictures. Now, Miss Isello's not a very good artist, but I do write books, and my books will be coming out soon. But today, we're going to read about the leprechaun in the basement. What's he holding in his hand?
Gold.
Oh, it looks pretty big, but you know why it looks big? Because
He's small.
You are so right, Haley. Because the leprechaun is small, and so the money looks big. Okay, let's see. Oh, I think the leprechaun took the pictures away. Oh, no, I have to keep going. What's that called?
Gold. Gold.
What's this page called?
The title.
Very good, Addie. The title page. Here we go. Now, I'm going to talk like people talk in Ireland. Mrs. Isello's grandma, great-grandma, and great-grandpa lived in Ireland. That's how I know about the leprechauns. They came over on a great big boat, and they told me all about the leprechauns. So now you get to learn about the leprechauns, too. So I'm going to talk like they talk in Ireland, okay? O'Leary was a little leprechaun. A long time ago, he had come from Ireland, and he was hiding inside a trunk. Can you see him up there peeking out the window?
Yeah.
Right on the side. Now, he lived in a basement in a house in a city called Chicago. All right. Now, leprechauns are tricky, tricky little things. And they come and they play jokes on people. Now, some people don't like jokes. I love jokes. I love to play jokes on people, and I love for people to play jokes on me.
I love to play jokes on my daddy.
Good. And when we learn about leprechauns, I bet you they will visit your house. And if you don't want them to, you leave a note on the front door that says, "No, thank you." But if you want them to come and play jokes, then you put a sign on your door that says, "Welcome, little leprechauns." They're always playing jokes. And I start noticing things around my house and sometimes around my classroom. All of a sudden, things just appear. Like this. I think the leprechauns are here. Let's go on in the book. Oh, now in the basement, he led a very quiet life. Sometimes he would read the newspaper in the recycling bin. Do you know what a recycling bin is?
Yes.
What is a recycling bin?
Something that
Has trash in it.
Very good. You put your trash.
Like cans.
Cans can be recycled. It helps us bottles so that we're not just throwing them and messing up the world, right? So we recycle them. That means we use them again. So in this house, the recycling bin was in the basement, and that is just where the little leprechaun was. Most of the time, he just sat by his pot of gold, polishing up his coins. Oh, he loved his gold. Still, once in a while, he got a little bored. He thought that when he lived in Ireland, he used to have a job. Oh, but he could never remember what the job was. I guess I'm just getting old, he would tell himself. For although leprechauns never die, they just get very old. But they always, no matter how old they are, they always continue to play tricks on people. Did anybody see a leprechaun?
No. It was him.
Must be.
It's been you.
It must be them playing tricks on me.
Where are they?
Now, Michael McCleaver was a boy who lived in that house too, though he didn't know that the little leprechaun was in the basement. Oh, but today it was St. Patrick's Day, and that meant it was almost springtime. Michael pulled out his baseball shoes from last year. They were hiding underneath the bed. He tried them on. Oh, no! His big toes were right up against the ends, and they were starting to peel away. His feet had grown, and they weren't going to fit him anymore. Michael's heart sank. Oh, he was feeling so sad. Now he won't be able to play baseball. He can't ask his mom and dad for any shoes. Wonder why he can't ask his mom or dad for shoes.
Because it's almost his baseball time.
It's almost baseball time and he needs some shoes. Let's see why he's worried about that. Oh, the McCleavers were down on their luck. Michael's dad had lost his job. He used to work at a computer company. And Michael's mom said, "We'll just have to make do with what we have." Every day, though, Mr. McCleaver searched for another job. And at nighttime, he came home looking very sad. He would just plunk himself in front of the TV. And he was never in a good mood. He never said, "Hey, Mikey, let's go out and throw the baseball," like he used to do. He looks sad, and doesn't Michael look a little sad too?
Yeah.
"Michael!" his mother called. "Could you get my big pot? It's down in the basement, right next to the recycling bin."
He's going to find a leprechaun.
I think you're right. "Sure, I will be doing it for you, Mom." His mother was making her special St. Patrick's Day dinner. It was corned beef with potatoes and cabbage. She said it is their dad's favorite, and it might make him feel happy again. So Michael trudged down into the basement, and as he turned near the washing machine, he heard a strange noise.
It's a calling.
Somebody was singing. "When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's like a morning spring. In the lit of the Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing."
It's a leprechaun.
I think so.
It is.
So Michael peeked around the furnace. There in the recycling bin was a teeny tiny old man. He jumped up and looked right at Michael. And Michael blinked. He could not believe his eyes. Are you a leprechaun?" he asked. O'Leary scowled. He had a little bit of a temper. Sometimes Irish people have a temper. And he said, "Well, I'm not from outer space, right?" Michael pointed to something sparkling. "What What is that? He said. Well, it's my gold, of course. Michael, I'm waiting, called his mother from the kitchen. Oh, yes, Mom, I'm coming. Michael grabbed his mother's big pot. I'll be back to see you, he told the leprechaun. Oh, the leprechaun said, that was just what I was afraid of. Because suddenly he knew his life was never going to be the same again. At supper, Michael's dad just picked around at his corned beef and cabbage. Oh, Michael could hardly eat either. He couldn't wait to go back down to the leprechaun in the basement. But after the dishes were washed, his father had to go down to the basement to work because their hot water heater was broken. And there was not a chance that Michael could go talk to the leprechaun. Oh, in bed, Michael couldn't sleep either. Oh, just think, down in my basement, there's a leprechaun with a pot of gold. Oh, just think of the things I could do with all that gold. Well, we could buy a new hot water heater for starters. And me mom's bike is broken. We could get her a new bike and... oh, I wouldn't have to worry about baseball shoes. I could go get some new baseball shoes. Oh, a leprechaun in the basement. Maybe, just maybe, their luck was about to change. O'Leary was awake too. He had always liked to sing an Irish song on St. Patrick's Day. Oh, but he could see that he had been very foolish. Now a human being knew that he was there. Oh, there was going to be trouble for sure. For humans wanted just one thing from the leprechauns. They wanted gold! Now, the next day, Michael raced home from school. His folks weren't home yet, so the coast was clear. The little leprechaun was waiting. Listen, said Michael. My dad, he lost his job and the hot water heater, it's not working. And my mom's bike is broken and, well, most importantly, I need some new baseball shoes. And he held out his shoes. Oh, that's a sad story. It's a pity, said O'Leary. But what you want me to do about it? Well, you could give us some of your...
Go!
Well, you're a very smart little boy, you are. Then you understand why leprechauns cannot give up their gold. I'm not going to give you my gold. Ah, but I need to play baseball. Well, you could just give up your baseball. No, I can't. I love baseball. Yeah? Well, leprechauns love their...
Go!
Well, that doesn't make any sense to me. You have so much gold. Some things just don't make sense, said O'Leary. But still, it's the truth. That's just the way they are. Well, leprechauns are supposed to bring good luck to people, said Michael, and he stomped up the stairs. Well, I don't know about luck, said O'Leary in his voice, but you're not getting one piece of my gold. You are a very selfish little leprechaun, said Michael angrily, and O'Leary stomped his feet too. Well, you are a greedy human being. Now, who knows what selfish means? Who knows what it means to be selfish? Haley?
Selfish means he's mad.
Oh, that's a great try. Selfish, Avery, what does selfish mean? Well, not really mean. Claire, do you know what it means?
Yeah, it means that you just want something all to yourself.
Very good. Selfish means that you don't want to share. So even if you had a lot of something, more than you needed, if you're selfish, you keep it all to yourself.
And that's not nice.
It is not nice. And then the leprechaun, Michael said that the leprechaun was greedy. What does greedy mean?
You're very smart.
That's sagacious. Sagacious means you're very smart. Greedy means that you just want more and more and more and more. that you don't ever have enough. So the leprechaun wanted more and more gold, and Michael was being selfish. A little bit of a problem, huh? Let's see what happens here. Michael stumped up the stairs. His father was coming in the door. "Dad, why are we so unlucky?" he blurted out. He wasn't supposed to be worrying his dad because his dad was worried about his job. But Michael was feeling like he was just going to start crying. His father stared at him. "Oh, I guess you must be thinking that we are unlucky." "I've been so sad lately, Michael." He put his arm around his son and he said, "Listen here. When I woke up this morning, I had the strongest feeling that our luck was going to change. It doesn't make any sense, I know, but I just feel lucky. I know the McCleavers are going to be okay. Now, how about you and me go outside and throw the baseball around?" And just like magic, Michael was as happy as he used to be, and he ran to find his baseball. That night in bed, Michael laid there thinking about what the leprechaun had said. He didn't want to be greedy like the other human beings. I would have to make do, like my mom says. Maybe I could be a problem solver and I could get some tape and tape up my shoe. He reached under his bed to get his shoes. He felt around. Then he remembered. I left him in the basement when I was talking to the leprechaun. And down in the basement, O'Leary was walking back and forth. Was I being a selfish leprechaun? I don't really want to be selfish. So they were both thinking about things, weren't they? He stared at the broken baseball shoes. The stitching was poorly done. The soles were made out of the cheapest leather. The sole is the bottom part of your shoe that gets, when we walk, that's the part that's most important because it protects our feet. And they have to sew that on, and it was falling off. So the leprechaun said, "Whoever made these didn't do a very good job." He looked to see if he could find the name on him, but it was too worn off and he couldn't see the name. Sure and begorra, I could have made a better shoe myself. And that's when he remembered. I used to make shoes when I lived in Ireland. And that's how he remembered what his job used to be. Well, if he used to make shoes, what do you think he might do?
He made those shoes for the little boy.
He might do that, Claire. The next morning, when Michael McCleaver stretched out in his bed, he felt something heavy on his feet. He sat straight up, and there, sitting right on the blanket, was the most beautiful pair of baseball shoes that he had ever seen. They were green, with good, thick soles to protect his feet, and big spikes so he could run fast. And on the toes were little tiny gold shamrocks. Do you see them?
Yeah.
It's got little shamrocks, gold shamrocks on his shoes.
What are those?
Shamrocks? We'll have to research what shamrocks are. And of course, they were the luckiest shoes he had ever had. And every time he wore them, he won his baseball game. The
end.
Did you like that book?
Yeah.
I
Ooh.
really wanted to make that trap.
We are. And you know what? Haley, can you come here for just a minute? Addie asked us, what are shamrocks? Shamrocks are little green clovers that grow in the springtime in the grass. Have you ever seen one, Parker? And sometimes most of the time they have 3 leaves. But if they have 4 leaves,
You're lucky.
it brings you good luck. Now, Haley, you have 4 on yours. Addie, thank you. You can sit down. Addie, let's look at yours. Stand up. Turn around so all of the kids. Now, you have 3 on yours.
They're just clovers.
But look at what's in the middle. She has a diamond. Ooh, beautiful. Very nice. Okay, so sometimes when the leprechauns see green or gold, that's when they come. So, how about we start thinking about
Green.
seeing if we can trap ourselves
Leprechaun.
and keep his...
Go.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I know.
Let's get started.
I know.
Boys and girls at home, we want you to be able to join in and be able to catch your own little leprechaun. You can ask your moms or your dads, your grandpas and grandmas. Bet you even your sisters and brothers can help you figure out how to catch your own little leprechaun.
My brothers need to.
All you need to do at home is to find some cool little things. We have an empty spool from some thread. We're getting some ribbon. We have marshmallows.
I need some ribbon.
Okay, how do you ask?
Can I please have
Oh, that's so much nicer. All right, I don't want to knock your trap down. Now, I have to tell you, this was just wonderful because Seth and Parker were wondering what they're going to do when they get home if they catch a leprechaun. And as always, we're going to share. We're not going to be greedy or selfish, are we? So we're going to decide that if they catch the leprechaun, then he'll live at Parker's house for 1 week, and then he'll live at Seth's house for the next week. But we'll share the gold with everybody, right? That's a great idea. So you guys at home, you have to find some neat things. You can find things outside. You can use sticks. You can use rocks. You can use... Your imagination is the best way to catch a leprechaun because they're very curious little creatures. And when they see things set up, marshmallows, they will like to nibble on the marshmallows. And the gold will always make them come in. Let's come on and see some other ideas that the kids have done. Let's take a look at this clever one right over here. Oh, there's some hats. Oh, yes, that's a great one right here. Do you need a little bit of gold? Where would you like me to put it? Right under there. I might have to use my fingers to get it under there really good. I want to knock it off.
Okay, now I lose some string and ribbon and some, what are these?
Q-tips.
Q-tips. And I put little gold into this.
And it's green. That clothespin is green. That was a perfect idea.
And then I put some sticks on a marshmallow, push them down, and then I put them right here so the little guy can come up, and then he'll come up here. Then I'll move this one, knock this down, which trap this little guy.
And you know what? With this little loop, if he comes, you can yank it, and his foot will get stuck in it, and you'll be able to catch him. Gotta be quick, though.
Is he a person or no?
Oh, it's a little person. A leprechaun is a little person.
I